Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. In today's video I've already got my foundation, my concealer and my brows on because I'm trying a load of new products from Barry M and I didn't have a foundation, concealer or brows, so let's just dive on into the new products. Firstly, nail varnish. I haven't worn nail varnish in what feels like forever, but I saw this new one on the Barry M website and I was like, that colour is a little bit of me, so I picked it up. This is the Diamond Luxe Shimmer Nail Paint and it's in the shade Trinket, and tell me that that is not the most beautiful autumnal colour. I am truly obsessed, and I have tried a nail varnish like this that's very similar from Barry M and I think the finish of it was something like Crystal Rock or something like that. I can't remember. I've only used it a handful of times, but it has like a rough sort of concretey texture to it and I love the colour, I love the way that it looks, but I can't stand the finish of it on my nails because it's like a matte finish. It's really quite strange. So when I saw this I was like, I hope it hasn't got that finish. I hope it's just like, it feels like a regular nail varnish, and it does, but it's got the most beautiful colour. It is that tealy, beautiful, greeny bluey shade that I absolutely love. So you better believe this will be the nail varnish that I am wearing every single day in autumn. I'm not allowed to wear nail varnish for work, so I will just be painting my nails on my days off when I'm filming, but I absolutely adore this colour, and like I say, it is just that regular nail varnish finish. It doesn't have that texture to it that those other ones have. I absolutely love it, and they've got a few different shades as well, so I'm definitely going to look those up. So like I say, I've already got my foundation, concealer and brows on. The next product that is brand new is the Barry M Chisel Cheeks Cream and Powder Contour Duo. Now this was $9.99, which I feel like is a bit steep for Barry M. Let me know, what do you think? I just feel like, I know you're getting two products, like you are getting the powder and a cream. They had 3 different shades, though I do believe it was light, medium and deep dark. I don't know. I obviously got the light one because obviously. So let's just get into this. I'm gonna assume that this is the cream underneath and the powder on the top. That smells like makeup that you would have got in your Christmas stocking when you were about 4. Why does that smell so bad? I mean, I don't like fragrance. I don't like it when brands put fragrance in a product, but I mean, you could have put a little bit of something in to cover over that scent. Oh goodness. So starting with the bottom one, which I'm guessing is the cream. Yeah, and this looks quite dark in the pan. Does anybody else think that that looks quite dark? And like, this looks like a great colour for me, but that looks quite dark, so I'm hoping it's not too pigmented. Keep your fingers crossed for me. Oh no, it's not too pigmented at all. That's really nice and creamy actually. I mean, I know it's cream, I know, but very, very nice and light sort of feeling on the skin. Doesn't feel thick or anything like that. And the colour is pretty great actually. I take that back. I really, really like how that is blending out. I really like how that is looking on the skin. It's sort of blending in really, really nice and seamlessly, and the colour looks fantastic. So I am going to try the powder as well from this duo, but I have a cream blush to do first. So this is the Hazy Sunset Cream Blush, and this is in Horizon Glow. Is that the shade name? I think so. I wasn't expecting it to be as dark as this actually from the pictures. I was expecting this to be more of like a summery shade for me. This definitely looks more like an autumn shade for me, which is, of course, is absolutely fine. Like, we're coming into autumn, so I am thinking ahead, but I was expecting it to be a bit brighter. But again, let's see how this blends out. This instantly feels a lot more pigmented on the brush. Like I can see a lot more of that on the brush than I could with the bronzer. Yeah, that is a lot more pigmented. Okay then. Okay, I do feel like on the skin that is translating more bright, more like summery. I really like how that looks. Again, it's blending really nicely. Blending into that cream bronzer really nicely. Feels like nothing on the skin. Feels really nice. Isn't leaving any sort of tackiness on the skin, which is sometimes a little bit of a worry with these sort of creamy powder, creamy blushes and bronzers and things like that. Sometimes you can like feel them, like your hair can stick to them and stuff. Don't feel like this necessarily is. So let me go in with the bronzer from this one. Not that I really feel like I need any more bronziness, but for science, let's see. I will say that this looks as though, let me just swatch this first, because in the pan, yeah, I've just done that swatch in the most awful place. Can you see? No. Let me just do another swatch. It's ever so slightly, I'm not going to say shimmery, but it's like luminous, but in a very soft sort of a way. So the colour again is beautiful, but can you see where it's just sort of catching the light ever so slightly? I like that. I like having a glow. I don't feel like it's necessarily, like, it seems like a bit of a strange time to be releasing a product like that. Like, this is definitely giving me like summery vibes so far. And even with like the names, like Hazy Sunset with that blush, that's giving me summer vibes, but it's almost October. So maybe it's like you can hold on to the summer, you know, that sort of thing. Or this collection was meant to be launching like 2-3 months ago, you know. I really like the colour of that bronzer. I really like the finish of it on my skin, the powder one. Really like it, but it's definitely giving me summery vibes, which is fine. But it just seems a little delayed, a little bit late to the party. Just an observation. So I have an eyeshadow palette and a lip product. I think I'm going to go in with the lip product first because I'm interested to see how this is going to feel sort of over time. And it is the end of the day, so I can't do like a full day wear test. But this is the Glide On Lip Cream Matte, and this is in Nude Wishes. This is what the colour looks like. And I'm assuming it's going to have like a doe foot applicator in here. Yes. Ooh, and it's like a pointy one so that you can like really get up to the edges. Doesn't have any sort of fragrance to it. Again, I would have expected this to have some sort of a fragrance, but let's get my mirror up and let's see how this applies. Okay. It's very brown. I mean, I know that it says nude in the name, but that is very brown, and I feel like it's quite dark on my obviously incredibly fair skin tone, and this was one of the lightest shades. I feel like it was very easy to apply. That point on the applicator made it very easy to apply. It is now starting to dry down. I can feel it drying down, but it doesn't feel, at this stage, it doesn't feel too dry where it feels like it's drying out my lips dramatically underneath. So far, I like it, but I'll go on to the eyes and we'll see what I think of this once I've had like half an hour's wear time, because I feel like then I'll get a pretty good idea of what I think of it. So far, the colour I feel like is a little bit off, but let's do the eyes and see if I can make it work. I know. What a travesty, I'm not letting you climb the walls. So for the eyeshadow, this is the one that I picked up. This is the In My Element eyeshadow palette. This is a 9-pan palette. They don't come with mirrors anymore so that you can like fully recycle the whole thing. It seems, just on first impression, obviously I haven't done swatches or anything yet, it seems like this has 3 mattes and then the rest are shimmers, which I feel like is a little bit shimmer heavy for my liking. I generally prefer it about 50-50, but obviously if some of these are quite softly shimmery, I like to use those in the crease as well. I will go ahead, swatch these on the back of my hand, and then we'll come up with some sort of earthy, In My Element eyeshadow look that's going to go with this very dark lip. We'll think of something. So this is what all of those eyeshadows look like. We've got the top row, the middle row and the bottom row. Tried to do it like as sensibly as possible. I feel like the shimmers look absolutely incredible. Specifically this like greeny one, which I'm not sure is going to go with this lipstick, but it does look beautiful. And I don't know what I want to do. I mean, as always, whenever I swatch a palette, I'm like, I don't know what colours I want to use, because genuinely I'm like, I just want every single one on my eyes. I think I'm going to go for that very centre shade because that looks so interesting. It's like a peachy, goldeny, nudie sort of base, but then it has green glitters in it, and I don't know if that's necessarily showing up as pretty as it is in real life. That very, very centre shade there. It's so pretty, but very subtle, which I enjoy. So I'm just gonna have a play. I'm gonna start with a big fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into, I'm gonna dip into the matte shade on the top row, which is called Assured. And I don't know how well this is actually going to show up on my skin tone. It looks fairly similar. Oh no, actually that is showing up. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but I can see it. I actually feel like that's the perfect sort of, not crease tone, I would want something a little bit deeper for an everyday look just through the crease, but something like that for blending out a crease tone. I feel like that looks really nice. I'm going to go into the matte on the second row, which is called Focused, and I'm going to keep that a little bit more in the crease. And I feel like this is going to be that really nice sort of warm tone that I enjoy because I've got blue eyes. So let's see how this is going to build up. Yeah, I mean that one's blending out really, really nicely. It's adding a really nice level of warmth. It's really nice and pigmented. It didn't take too much blending. Yeah, I like that one as well. So I'm going to go in with a different brush now. I'm going to go in with more of like a smaller, denser brush because I want to take that last matte shade on the bottom row called Crushed, and I want to do like a smoky sort of a wing. I'm definitely going to go in with one of the shimmers, probably just that centre one to be fair, but I want to see how dark this one's going to be. So just taking a small amount of that, and I'm going to try and do a little bit of a smoky wing thing. If you don't know, I never know what I'm doing in these videos. I am just making this up as I go along, and I've got absolutely no idea how to actually do makeup, so welcome. Yes, I feel like that shade is giving the perfect amount of sort of smoky grunginess. I feel like this look is giving me 90s. Like I just need the tiny thin little brows and it would be giving me 90s. This is a really, really nice colour story. I mean, I know I've got 3 matte nude shades across the lid, but like with the lip and the skin and everything, I'm really liking how this is looking. So I'm gonna just tap, I'm gonna be boring, I'm gonna just tap that centre shade over the lid just a tiny little bit, of that one because I feel like anything more and it's just going to clash. So a little bit of this to give a little pop of something across the eye. That shade is absolutely incredible. I'll zoom you in because honestly, I don't feel like you can appreciate how beautiful this shade is. I don't feel like it's coming up on camera as pretty as this shade actually is in real life. I still don't think even close up you can see how pretty that shade is, but honestly it's like gold, like it's got a gold base to it, but then when it catches the light it's got like the most incredible like lime green glitter reflect to it. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to take a dense brush and I'm going to dip into that white shade, which is a shimmer, dip into that, it's called Calming, and I'm going to just pop a little bit of that on the inner corner, and then I can go ahead, do mascara, and we can be done. So I'm going to go in with the Showgirl Extra Volume Black Mascara, which is also from Barry M, but I have tried this before, and honestly I can't remember what I think of it, so let's just go in as if this is a first impression, because I think I've used it a couple of times, but I can't remember what I think of it. Let's see. Okay, so that's the mascara done, and I think I'm done. I put volumizing dry shampoo in my hair before I started filming, and oh my goodness, my hair is like tripled in size. Wow. So this is the finished look. Let me know what you think down below. What do I think are my final thoughts now that I've tested everything? The cream and powder duo, I really like. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I do. I think the colour is perfect. I think the finish of it, like on my skin, looks really nice. It's really soft, but as somebody who goes overboard regularly, I really like how that's looking. I was a little bit on the fence with this one because I was like, it's $9.99 for Barry M, but I do feel like it's worth it. I feel like it looks really nice. Will continue playing. The cream blush, I like the way that it looks. Something about the colour, and I don't know if it's just because of like the foundation or, you know, maybe I'm just having an off day, but I feel like something about the colour is throwing me off a little bit and I'm not quite sure what it is. The lip product, I like the way that it looks, I like the way that it feels. It doesn't feel too matte, which is a worry with like a matte liquid lipstick. We all remember the matte liquid lipsticks from like the 2016 era. It wasn't cute. This does feel more hydrating than that. It does definitely feel dry on the lips. I can definitely feel it on the lips, but it doesn't feel as though it's one of those ones that's going to dry me out throughout the day. I do like the way that it looks. The colour, again, is just a little bit off. I feel like the colour is throwing me off. A slightly different colour, a little bit more pink, would probably be more up my street. I will just see, however, if I put a little bit of this over the top. This is the Barry M That's Swell Extreme Lip Plumper. This is in the shade Swerve, and I'm not going to just swipe this directly onto my lips, but I'll tap a bit off onto my finger. I feel like I prefer that now, with that little bit of glossiness to it. I'm not really a matte lipstick kind of gal. So why did I buy a matte lipstick? I wanted to give it a go. But I do think I prefer it now with that little bit of lip gloss over the top. And obviously it's giving a tiny little bit of pink. And the eyeshadow, I was a little bit not sure with it only having, I didn't realise that it would only have 3 matte shades in it, but I feel like those 3 mattes are like your basics, and then all of the shimmers would give you a different look, and then like a combination of the shimmers would give you a different look again. So I do like the eyeshadow palette. I definitely think if you are my sort of skin tone, you'll get a lot of use out of the nudes and out of all of the shimmers. Like I would use every single one of these shades. The darkest ones I would just sort of keep more on the outer corner, but I would use every single one of these shades. which is quite rare for an eyeshadow palette. Quite often I'm like, I definitely wouldn't use a few of the shades, but I do feel like I would use all of these. And then the nail varnish, I love that shade. So let me know what you think down below, if there's any other new releases from Barry M or any other cruelty-free brands. Do let me know. I'm more than happy to test them out on my channel here. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Millie. I post 3 times a week, on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday, but I am posting every single day in October, so come and join the gang for the craziness that is going to be everyday October. I would love it if you would subscribe down below. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. But until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.